he has to do that.
Oh yeah. Do you think?
Do your thing.
Now or yeah, okay. So.
No, in 2 years.
Mic check 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
Hi.
Finally doing this.
Hello everyone.
Yep.
Hi.
How's life in Singapore? How's life in APAC campus?
Dying? I
Hectic.
mean...
Hectic, extremely hectic. Like we just got out of an exam and we have a wonderful 1 more week of exams to look forward to. So yes, very excited for that.
So excited. And still we are finding time to do this podcast.
Absolutely.
Why?
Work-
What is moving us?
Work ethic.
Exceptionalism.
Uh-huh.
But in a serious note, we want to create a place where we are linking with the community at ESSEC APAC and giving the chance to talk to each other, learn about each other in a more personal manner, and share our ideas and stories, debate, news, anything that's related to the ESSEC and the student body. And that's where we're here.
Yeah, because that's the thing. When people think of ESSEC, they think of the Sergi campus, but we are here too.
Yes.
So
We
we wanted
exist.
to create content in order to tell students whether they're from Sergi or they're considering coming to ESSEC in Singapore. How is the student life? How are we faring on the side of the world? And what are the cool events that are actually happening on campus?
Yeah, maybe starting off giving them little tips and tricks. Well, not
Yes.
tricks, but tips on coming to Singapore, and which is why we want to do this podcast.
Exactly.
Yeah. So tell us why each one of you came to Singapore. Why this country, city?
First of all, is it your first time in here? Is it your first time in Asia at all?
No.
It's my first time
You
in
can't,
Asia.
you can't
Yes.
see our faces and ask us
Yeah,
if
yeah,
it's
yeah.
our first time in Asia.
How about your first time in Singapore?
I've been living in Asia for the last 26 years.
Wow.
So the first time I came to Singapore was when I was 12, and I really love the city, and I've been here since one more time, and it's always been touristy stuff, and I've always liked the culture and how well structured and well defined it is. So I wanted to live here, and since it's close to home, and it's a great opportunity before moving to Sergi to experience what Asia outside my home country is like. So even if it's paying to the wallet,
Yeah.
it's an experience.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep. And I think for me, it's a lot of what Saurav said, but the first time I came here, I was 10 years old. So then it was all about Universal Studios and Sentosa and the dolphins there. But then the second time I came, I was 15 alone, like with my sister, and then we went to a One Direction concert. So like that's the kind of memory I have. But this time it's like a very different experience because I've been living here for an extended period of time. So I see like how multicultural it is and also like how fast paced
Yes.
this life is, but it's actually exciting. Like I could see myself working and living here in the long term, although it's putting a dent in my wallet.
Yeah, the cost of life here is really expensive.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
And you can't even drink your sorrows away.
Because alcohol is even more expensive.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So you were saying that it was your first time here in Asia, right?
Yeah, it's my first time in Asia, and actually this is why I came to Singapore, because I had a previous experience in the United States, which I really enjoyed for 1 year, and so I thought, why not come to Asia? Why not come to Singapore just to experience it for the year? And I think it would be a more enriching experience because I knew that in the Singapore campus, because it's smaller than the Sergi campus, I could rely on a more tight-knit community and maybe build even stronger link with my fellow classmates.
Yeah. Well, in my case, the reason it's a little bit, well,
Wild.
Just say it.
okay, I watched Crazy Rich Asians. It was life-changing for me, and then I decided that this is a place I wanted to try out. So that's why I'm here. But then it's not crazy rich, it's crazy broke.
Yeah. Actually, because Singapore is head with New York in the ranking of the most expensive.
Yep.
Wow, thank you, Singapore.
We're happy for that. But at the same time, you know, when you compare New York and Singapore, it's true that the infrastructure,
Yeah.
the education system, and the general sense of safety,
Safety, exactly.
is stronger in Singapore than it was in New York because I went there. But it's true that as a student, it does.
I mean, it's not even going out clubbing, and alcohol, which is like bad, bad. It's just like the basic needs. For example, healthcare, transport, and even housing.
Yeah, housing is the
Housing.
number one budget dent.
That's true.
Yeah. So was it easy for you guys to find somewhere to live?
No. Well,
You're
for
like-
Anwesha, it
Anwesha,
was you were out of
Yes.
the.
So like my uncle lives here, so I'm living with him for the time being, and I'm very glad. Like when I look at my friends, you guys, yeah, like you guys had a lot of trouble finding housing. So yeah, like tell us, like since everyone will be joining us, like your perspective will be.
Yeah, I looked for a place for almost 3 weeks, and I could find something, but it wasn't readily available, so I had to stay in a hotel for a month, which was not a great experience, and it was also really expensive. So it's true that I think that finding a housing or accommodation is the main pain points in your journey to Singapore. So this is something that everybody has to go through, and everyone's journey is different. I know people who found really easily, and people like me, and people who actually, when we started the term, didn't even have a place and found only 2 months ago or like a month ago. So
How about you, Saurav?
Yeah, I first looked for an uncle, and then I didn't find one. So then I looked for accommodation, and 1 month living in a hotel was really rough. I did not get to open my bags because the room was so small.
Oh.
And then I finally got a place, and yeah, it's really difficult, especially because AZB flats have different needs based on the owner and everything. So it's if you want to live somewhere nice, you have to pay up considerably.
Yeah, that's true. And I think that it's the first time that the prices are going this high.
yes.
And also the system that is working right now, it's crazy because they are bidding for houses that they've never seen before. Like the usual process of finding a house would be, okay, you check the places and then you go there actually like to the physical place to see if it's okay and to see the surroundings of it. And then you decide. But then nowadays, like, well, I don't know if now like December 2022 is happening that, but when it was September 2022, people were bidding already for houses that on rooms that they haven't even seen. They were like, okay, done, mine. And that for me was a big shock.
Yeah, true.
And I think like the rental term is also a factor, right? Like most landlords, they want to lease for at least a year, and then most people come here for less than that. So have to be careful about that.
And also that we're students. That's a little bit not what they're looking for sometimes.
Exactly. Yeah.
But it's like we're students, so we're here just for
a good time, not a long time.
Yeah.
That's true. But still, we have to come to campus, and actually, transport is easy here in Singapore, but it's expensive.
Transport is very reliable. Like I don't think my train was ever late or it was ever cancelled. Which I'm French, and in Paris sometimes it happens. But it's true that it's quite expensive because you cannot take a yearly card. You have to pay every time. And the fare is actually quite expensive, I think.
Like I counted that the other day, and from my place, which is like very close to campus already, I have to pay 100 every month just for coming to campus and going back to campus. Yeah, and also of course,
but like I can't relate to the things you mentioned about housing, thankfully.
Because you're lucky.
Yeah, but I can speak about healthcare. Like just 2 weeks back, I had like a really bad cold, so I wanted like basic medicine, and I went to the doctor, and it was $70. So like
just
gotta take oh yes. So yeah, like pro tip: take good care of your health, otherwise it's gonna cost your wallet.
Yes, I think even hygiene products are super expensive here in Singapore, and just so if you want to visit, just pack your hygiene in your personal care product because you won't like the prices here.
Make sure you're healthy. But yeah, moving on, I think that enough for blaming Singapore for us being broke. There are actually a lot of events going on in Singapore for Christmas, right?
Yes. Which I will not be experiencing because I'm going home.
Same.
That's so much fun.
all of you guys are going back home, but I will be here in Singapore, and I'm excited because Orchard Road is having this really, like, you must have seen the decorations
Yes,
already.
it's amazing. I
Yep.
love the lights.
Yeah, so it's called like Christmas on a Great Street. So it starts at Tanglin. So there, like at Tanglin Mall, you can actually see like artificial snow, and there's like an avalanche
Uh-huh.
thing. And then you have the Great Christmas Village, which is coming back to Takashimaya after 2 years, like pandemic and everything was closed. So you have a beer garden, and you have live music on weekends. So that's something that I'm going to do. And so Singapore is doing this huge outdoor projection thing for the first time at Orchard. So it's going to be like 3D, and it's going to have like AR elements to it. So that's going to be an experience.
Pretty cool.
And lastly, like if you want to experience real snow, which I do because I'm not going to Paris, unlike a lucky someone, you can also hop off over to Marina Bay Sands. So they have like this ice pop-up thing, and they are creating actual snow with machines that they used in the Beijing Winter Olympics. So that's going to be an interesting experience.
Yeah, but then for us, we're not going to experience the whole bunch of events.
Yep.
We actually do have some events going on at ESSEC, right?
Yes, in the campus. Actually, I think it's a really great thing about the Singapore campus because it's smaller. Then it's easier for everyone to know about the events that are going
Yeah.
on, and everyone gets a chance to actually participate. Because I know that sadly in Sergi, most of the events are often quickly sold out, so not everybody can attend. But it's not a problem that we had in here. And actually, we had a really cool event. I think one of my favorite one was Global Village. So it's because we have so many foreign students from lots of different countries, and so everyone just created a little stand where they
yeah, like Saurav is the only person from Bangladesh, but we are hoping.
Yes, more people, more representation.
Yes, please.
Yes.
He needs some help running the
diversity.
stand, guys.
If anyone from Bangladesh is listening,
Yes.
please join.
Please help Saurav join the club.
But yeah, everybody showcases their culture and their country, and we're in a little stand. There was food, there was music, there was lots of entertaining things. So that was really great. That was my favorite event.
Yeah, but then Tanir.
Tanir also does like a really good job, like incorporating us into the events like of different cultures. Like for example, you guys went to Deepavali.
Yeah.
In Little India, you learned how to eat with your hands, and then you learned about Indian food. So that's an interesting experience, and I think that's something that the ESSEC student life does very well. Like they take responsibility in integrating you into Singapore, and like that's a good thing about Singapore, right? It's like so multicultural, and you have so many different things. You have the Chinese New Year that happened like a few days ago.
What are you saying?
No, it will happen next.
It's going to happen in January.
Yeah.
My bad. I learned a new thing right now.
The exams have gotten into her.
Which event did you go that you thought that it was a Chinese New Year?
No, I didn't go. I want to go, but I thought it had happened like a while back, which I
Speaking of
missed.
food,
Mm-hmm.
the Christmas dinner is a few minutes away.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're having the Masters Christmas dinner.
Yeah, all of the program come together, which is also a distinctive thing from Sergi because we are often interacting with students from the Master in Management, in Marketing Digital, and the Master in Finance, the Strategy Management students. So all of the cohorts are actually quite linked together, and we have lots of events together. For example, the Christmas dinner, which is
and Secret Santa, of course.
Secret Santa, of course, yes.
The MMDs, MMDs are the Master in Marketing Digital. They did the Secret Santa last week, and we're copying them.
Yeah,
Next
next week is ours.
Oh yes.
For the MIMs, yeah. So.
But then even events outside of campus, right? Like the SMIB, so the Strategy and Masters in International Business. So like they went on a study trip to Thailand, and then the MIM went to Bintan for a 3-day trip, which was wild.
Wild.
Yeah. And then like we even have, like outside of play, we also have work events. So like the career services is very active in organizing networking events.
Yeah, networking events.
Actually, continue with the Bougie life if you all want to have a try on it and see if you're a match to the luxury sector. We have some career tips that may help you. try to get that job, get the bag.
Yeah.
First of all, of course, know the house, know the maison.
No, the
If
maison.
you're actually wanting to enter into the luxury sector, it is expected of you to have some kind of knowledge beforehand. Secondly, you have to match your skills and your past experiences with the job description, which is like happens in every
job.
job,
Yeah,
actually,
but you have to take care of that in your resume, and then manage your expectations, because sometimes people would want to do a kind of job, a kind of role, a
Yeah.
kind of department in the sector that is not available at that moment. But since we're here at a very short time,
Yes.
it is recommended that we
Try different things, and like you can work your way towards the job you want.
but at least you will be in the sector, which is like a good thing.
Yeah.
And of course, come to the networking events.
Yes. You need to interact with people. It's always better to talk to people in real life. You
Yeah.
can put a name and a name and a face to a resume, and you also get a feel for the person. Do you actually want to see them every day? Do you actually want to work with them?
Exactly.
So it's not just them interviewing you, it's also you who is considering, do I want to work for this person? Are they a good team player? Do we have matching values?
Yes.
That is also very important.
Is the firm a good fit for me?
Exactly.
And also, I think an important thing about networking is that when you're applying to any company, like any bulge bracket, I would say, like for investment banks, like thousands of people are applying, and then you have like an automated tracking system, and then your resume, like it's like a 1 in 1,000 chance for you to get to the next stage, right? But when you are talking with someone from the company, they can push your application forward, and you can like skip 2 or 3 steps in the recruiting process and go directly to the interviews. So that's going to like save you so much of time and effort.
In that sense, actually, in all of our in our working events, we had all these great companies coming to us. For example, last time we had Givenchy,
Yes.
Dior, that are in the luxury sector.
We had
And a few
PwC.
lesser known companies as well.
Yes,
Yes.
that are local, that
Yeah.
if people want to stay here in Singapore, they can meet firsthand and actually just like get to know people.
Yeah.
And it's important to point out that ESSEC is probably the best place to study if you want to venture into luxury, because of the LBME chair as well that you can take in Turkey.
Absolutely.
So, and Paris being the heart of fashion in Europe and the world. So, if you want to study luxury, ESSEC is the place to be.
Yeah. But yeah, moving on to our luxurious life of the dinner. I'm so hungry, honestly.
Yeah.
And yes, so we're gonna. Actually, I think it's a good place to end it, because I'm pretty hungry and we all want to.
Yes.
And we're all dressed up for the Christmas dinner.
Christmas dinner.
Yeah,
You're
everyone is following the
green,
dress code
you're
except
white.
us.
I mean, they're too. I don't know.
I
You two knew that the thing was red, white,
and
and
green.
green.
But we couldn't be bothered. That's the difference.
Yeah, that's fashion in business school.
Yeah.
Fashion was the last thing on my mind last week because of the exam that we had today. So yeah, let's eat now.
You live and
Yeah.
you learn.
Mic drop. Bye.
But we will be meeting you guys again next year. We're
Yeah.
coming back for a new exciting episode, because when we reconvene after the Christmas break, there will be actually Imagination Week. Which is the first week of the second semester. We will have the talk for a lot of experts who are really well recognized in their field, very famous people, but none of them come from a field of business. So it will all be about creativity and about applying your new soft skills into business, and to meet with new interesting people.
And it's also a chance to get to know people from other cohorts as well, and work with them together. This podcast is obviously a chance to learn about people from all over ESSEC. And if you want to share your stories or be on the podcast and reach out to your fellow alumni or people from ESSEC or
The
anyone,
staff, anyone.
please feel free to join us. We'll be happy to have you.
Drop a message, drop a comment, send us an email. See if you catch us on the campus, just come to say that
Hi.
you exactly.
Say hi.
Okay.
If you have any question.
Yeah,
Or if they have something to share and they would like to be on
Absolutely.
the podcast in an episode, we'd love to have you.
because we're coming. Our first episode is going to drop on January.
Exactly, yeah.
And we're going to touch on so many different topics that we think that are going to be useful for our student life here at ESSEC APAC. For example, what Saurav has been saying, we're going to have talks and interviews with past alumni, current students, and we're going to have some career tips. We're going to
have events in Singapore.
Events here in ESSEC APAC campus. We're going to have so many new things.
And share all of the things that we wish we knew before coming to Singapore, before coming to ESSEC. And so even if you are a student considering applying to ESSEC, we will also come back for special episodes before the admission deadline. So if you have any questions, just drop them and we'll answer them in the most honest way possible. We'll also share our experience going through the application process. I think it would be helpful for you if you want to hear about that.
Also, we want to make the Sergi
people look bad.
jealous. We're having so much fun here.
I mean, we kind of are, right? Like, it's such a tight-knit group and we know so many people.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep. That's one of the big advantages that you have in Singapore compared to Sergi.
So,
I mean,
no more crying.
We're broke, but we're not lonely, guys.
Yeah, we don't cry.
We're all in this together.
Yeah, we try together.
All in the poverty together.
Yeah, so that's what led us to the end of this podcast, of this episode. And thank you guys so much for listening to us and staying here with us for this first pilot episode. We hope that we can come back with much more content that is going to be useful, we hope. And we're so excited to do this.
Yes.
Okay, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye, guys.
Merry Christmas. Oh, no.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Bye.